The amount of memes I'm seeing in this World Cup is as good as the World Cup itself, bro. Let's look at this anime AI videos, bro. So Japan's team is like walking around the forest and shit, and then Neymar spots them. Is like, yo, this are the ops. And then you see Neymar, and you look at him like, okay, that's just Neymar, bro. And then they skip to a scene, bro. The nigga's in a wheelchair. Now look at how they disrespecting my goal, bro. Like I understand the nigga he's been going through a lot of injuries and shit over the years, but this is actually crazy to do, bro. And they do the same in the Norway game, bro. Like look at this, bro. They got my nigga spinning in this chair, bro. And why they two number sevens? They got him spinning like a Beyblade, bro. Bro out here being donuts, bro. Anything but actually getting play time. The Brazilians out here trolling Holland, bro. Instead of actually playing good football, they making jokes about his hair, bro. Forgetting that this nigga is actually a descendant, a direct descendant of the old Vikings, bro. You see how the Vikings were moving back in the day? Holland cuts that shit out and puts on a ponytail and then starts showing them why they call him the incarnation of Majin Buu. Brazil starts begging for mercy and shit, and Holland's like, yeah, nigga, I ain't worried about y'all niggas, bro. That was when Andrick was speaking all that shit, bro. And then he looks down at Andrick, and Andrick is doing what he does best, being a bench player like he is. And then Norway just proceeded to cook Brazil, and Holland having a campaign of his lifetime. Mbappe's dictatorship in this World Cup has been absolute. Talk about Kim Jong-un, bro. We talking about Kim Jong Mbappe. So we all know Mbappe is the dictator has been destroying teams all around this World Cup. But that was already expected. Just look at how he's moving, bro. So there's this match where France was playing against Iraq, and then suddenly during halftime the match was postponed because of lightning strikes and shit. Then when the ground staff was mopping the pitch, Mbappe suddenly came and started giving orders, bro. He was like, yo, check this part. Oh, you didn't hit this part well. Oh, I like this part here. Like, you never see nobody moving like this, man. He just got it like that. That's why he's a dictator. And then in the match against Norway, Mbappe had a pretty good game, man. He didn't score a goal, but he allowed Dembele to score the goals this match. And then he tells the coach to sub him off because it's like, yeah, my job here is done. And while he's leaving the pitch, he's leaving the captain's argument with the referee. Now, as soon as he lets go of it, he then grabs it again and starts giving the referee orders and shit, just to make sure that he's doing his job right. Even the referees understand that when Mbappe is on the pitch, when the dictator is on the pitch, nobody, and I mean nobody got more authority than him, bro. He's not playing the final simply because he just chooses not to. And then after losing the semi-final to Spain, he then finds Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar, Vinicius Jr., and Haaland in the fucking desert driving in the car. And then he orders them to stop their car and open the door for him, bro. They do that shit, bro, and they were listening to like Wonderwall or some shit, bro. But as soon as he got in the car, he was like, man, cut that shit out and starts playing Dictator Mbappe. Just so that everybody understands this is the boss in this bitch. The dictator's aura is so strong, bro. It's like rubbing off on Olise. You see, Olise is the most nonchalant guy, bro. You see, it's almost like the world was meant for him. Bro just balls and balls and goes about his day. Boss. But spending this much time with Mbappe, it's turning him into a mini dictator himself, bro. Dembele and Barcola driving this cart around, and then Luis pops out of nowhere and is like, yeah, gang, get off the cart. Almost like a GTA robbing scene and shit. And proceeds to drive off alone. Like, you can tell me this is not Mbappe influence, man. Bro's a dictator is creating soldiers as well, man. This nigga can't be stopped. Press F for the dictator. Now, don't get me started on Cristiano Ronaldo, bro. Like, this nigga be going through it, man. So, Portugal starts off like struggling against DR Congo, man. Shout out Congo. And the match turned out to be a draw. So everybody's like, well, where is Cristiano Ronaldo versus Portugal, the supposed favorites? So in the next game, Portugal is expected to win against Uzbekistan and shit. So the games are now going like 4-1, I believe. Ronaldo ends up scoring 2 goals, and then he goes to the cameras and it's like, yeah, I'm back in this B. Bro, this nigga was having like the worst tournament ever. And he scores 2 goals against Uzbekistan. It's acting like it's the biggest shit ever. But okay, then let's go to the next matches. They played against Colombia, and they couldn't score for shit, bro. And the funny thing about it is that Colombia could actually have won the game, but they had a goal disallowed, so I guess. And then they played against Croatia, bro. And Croatia had everything to win this game, man. But suddenly, Portugal gets a penalty, and Ronaldo scores on the spot. Boom. So the match is actually fucked up for Croatia right now. But they still managed to score a goal. So then, bruh, in the midst of like nowhere, bruh, Croatia manages to score like the goal in the final minute so to take the game to extra time. But suddenly, the goal got disallowed again simply because, guess what? The player's hair touched the ball. Nah, you can make this shit up, man. Ronaldo was there cheering against Uzbekistan just to be struggling in these 2 matches. Like, bro, this nigga was fighting for his life, man. Portugal was fighting for their life, bro. They made feel good and do shit. So then they play against Spain, bro. And Spain, like they've been doing this whole World Cup, has been dominating teams like crazy. Even though they were not playing the best, but they were dominating this shit like crazy, man. But Spain has been actually moving different this World Cup because every team they played against, almost every team they played against, ended up suffering from an injury, bruh. You see, Portugal, Nuno Mendes, who's the best player in the tournament, suffered an injury. And then Spain played against France, and then you got Saliba, who's one of the best defenders in this World Cup, suffered an injury. And then Spain played against Argentina in the final, and guess what? Two of their defenders, Lisandro Martinez and Coutinho, I forgot the nigga name, also suffered a penalty, bro. Like, you can make this shit up. And long story short, this year Cristiano Ronaldo's campaign ended again. Once again, a failure in the World Cup. He said, I'm back, but I guess back to the airport. And then the internet started cooking him crazy, like really crazy. They made a whole meme in Portuguese, bro, where the niggas recruiting people to work on a construction site, and he's the manager and shit. So every player who's knocked out ends up working for Cristiano Ronaldo. But some players can actually go higher than him because they'll be knocked out in later stages. Put the fries in the bag, bro. Put the fries in the bag. And you know, Ronaldo fans were supporting every team that went against Argentina or Spain because they didn't want to see Messi succeed, nor did they want to see the Barca kids succeed as well, bruh. So you see, Argentina played against Egypt, bruh. These niggas are moving like Habibis and shit, bro. They bought the kids and shit, bruh. But boom, Egypt ends up losing by a crazy comeback from Argentina. So the next game, Argentina plays against Switzerland, and boom, Switzerland could actually have won the match, but guess what? They still lost as well. So this thing was like, man, this shit is crazy. So the only hope was that Argentina would lose in the final. But then you see, what happens is crazy because Spain ends up actually getting to the final as well by beating Portugal, and then they proceed to beat Belgium, who was the only team that managed to score against them this whole tournament. And then lastly, they killed the fucking favorites to win the whole shit, which were France, bro. And France couldn't do shit, bro. These niggas couldn't actually have a shot on target till like the end of the till at the end of the match because Spain started giving out like space and shit. But besides that, bro, France didn't see the ball for like the whole match. And boom. So the Cristiano Ronaldo fans slash the Madrid fans got so salty because the final was between Spain and Argentina, bro. So the whole plane just ended up failing like crazy, bro. Do freshman's level shit, bro. So in the end, they'd be like, man, we have to support either Argentina or Spain. And guess what? They chose to support Spain because they didn't want to see Messi succeed. But, bro, Messi got a whole World Cup already, bro, and went to three finals, so it doesn't really matter to anybody. And the Barca fans were the happiest ones because they got to see the gold Messi in another final, and they got to see Spain kiss as well in another final. So nobody losing in this shit. So, but in the end, Spain ended up winning like comfortably and shit, and Messi ends up like losing. But whatever, man. Nobody really cared about it besides the Ronaldo fans who are literally mocking this nigga just because he's in the finals, bro. Like your goal didn't even manage to go to the finals, bro. And his only knockout goal was it was a fucking penalty. Nah, bro, their struggles was fucking real, man. I feel bad for them even, man. As a Barca fan,
Stop the cap.
it's like this is like the best final it could have actually been because you see, Messi literally bathed Yamal when he was just a baby, and guess what? They ended up playing against each other one day, right? This shit is like a movie level type script, right? But hey, this is just the beauty of football and shit, man. Even Disney couldn't do it better, bro. But hey, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe, man. Stay tuned to the next one. Peace.